Hello and welcome to Scale to Seven Figures and our $1 Million Fireside Chat. I am Lisa Anderson, Strategic Business Advisor, Virtual CFO with Novel Transformation Solutions and your $1 Million mentor. And I am excited you are joining me. Scale to Seven Figures is an interactive group of small business owners in the business to business, business to corporate, and business to government markets who are ready to scale their businesses to the next level. Our group is an opportunity to share, learn, and grow together without competition. Each week, I bring tips, tactics, and strategies through our $1 Million Masterclasses and our $1 Million Fireside Chats. If you are not familiar with us, head on over to www.scaletosevenfigures.com and check us out. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy our next powerful conversation. Well, hello, and Happy New Year and Happy Black History Month. I am very, very excited to be here with you on the air today. It has been a minute since I've gone live. In fact, the last time I went live was on my birthday, which was in April of 2021. I took a little break to manage the impacts of the champion year that we were experiencing, but I'm back in the saddle now and I'm ready to rock and roll with you. We are streaming live to LinkedIn. We are streaming live to YouTube, and we are streaming live to Facebook. So wherever you are viewing, thank you and welcome for joining in. Please send us a note in the chat to let us know that you are listening and where you're listening from. I am Lisa Anderson, Strategic Business Advisor and Virtual CFO with Novel Transformation Solutions and your $1 Million mentor. And I have so much that I want to share with you. So let's get started with my prediction for 2022. So I have declared 2022 to be a groundbreaking year. After the 2 years that we have experienced, looking back at 2020, which was unprecedented, things that were completely outside of our control occurred. Unfortunately, it brought some of us to our knees, and in other cases, it was a stepping stone for more growth and opportunity. And then we had 2021, where we thought we were ready, but we most certainly were able to establish some champion wins in 2021. And so 2021 was a champion year for a lot of us because of the ways in which we pivoted in 2020 and we started to forge forward into new ground and new territory to establish more growth in 2021. 2021 was a champion year. It only makes sense, though, that as we continue to move forward, that it is now time, after experiencing a champion win and experiencing unprecedented times, that it is time for us now to start breaking new ground. So what does it mean to be groundbreaking? It means that you must be willing to try new things. You've got to be willing to try new things. It means that you must be innovative to stay ahead of the game. You've got to stay ahead of the game. You got to be able to predict where this market is going, where opportunities are going, where money is flowing. You've got to be able to predict and be innovative in how you capture those opportunities. And it means that you must move forward with extreme confidence and extreme clarity. You cannot continue to be confused about the pathway in which you are moving. We've got to be clear and confident with that. So I have 10 groundbreaking tips that I want to share with you as it relates to making this a groundbreaking year for 2022. 10 tips. So the first tip number one is to get the financial and strategic advisory in place right now. That is tip number one. Usually my last tip of any year or any engagement is that you must get support. that you must get an advisor. But if you're going to make this a groundbreaking year where you're going to go into uncharted territories, you're going to stop playing small, you're going to go after things that you've only dreamed of before, then you've got to get those advisors in place. You need the financial advisor and the strategic advisor, preferably coupled together, so that they can help you marry your money with your mission. You want your money to flow in such a way that you are able to capitalize and capture the opportunities that you are strategically looking to forge forward. So you want to stay in conversation, especially when things get overwhelming. You got to stay in conversation with those resources, because when you're charting into new territory, when you're moving forward to break new ground, when you're being innovative to capture new opportunities, it will get overwhelming. I guarantee you that. But you want to make certain that you stay in conversation and communication with your financial and strategic advisor, because they are going to help you see your blind spots. They are going to help provide guidance and support on the ways in which you should move forward. They can tell you what's happening in your business and how you can actually continue to utilize your money to forge a success as it relates to the new opportunities that you are pursuing and the growth that you are experiencing. So you've got to get those financial advisors and strategic advisors in place right now. Do not delay. Do it now. Strategy number 2, or groundbreaking tip number 2, is to establish your bullseye focus. So what I like to say is focus wins the race, and it does every single time. When you are doing a lot of different things, or you have like what I call a lot of different ducks in the pond, all they're doing is making a lot of noise. You want to be able to bring it all together and focus on a very specific target. Focus wins the race. Just to kind of give you an example, I have several clients who have focused on a very specific target. And as a result, they have signed and been awarded multi-million-dollar deals. So focus, focus, focus. Don't spread yourself too thin anymore. Focus. Find out what your bullseye is. Do not waver from it, because focus wins the race every single time. So tip number 3, groundbreaking tip number 3, is to put a dedicated marketing representative in place. And I don't mean business development, because as business owners, that is what we're constantly looking for, is somebody to do business development, somebody that is going to go out there and spread the word and make it rain and bring back all these opportunities, only to become extremely disappointed and frustrated because none of that happened. And we put a lot of money, time, and effort and other resources in that business development process. Now, I'm not saying that you don't need business development. You do. But guess who should be doing it? It should be you, the business owner. But instead, what I want you to be able to do is put a marketing representative in place, because a dedicated person that can do the research, that can do the outreach, that can go to events in your stead, or be present in places and make certain that your name is visible, and that they know that you exist. You want that person in place, because guess what? You can't be everywhere. You can't do it all. So you have your narrow focus, and now you have your dedicated marketing representative in place to go out and find markets or pockets of individuals who are interested in what you have to offer, and you become visible. So you put that umbrella up and let them know that you exist. You want that dedicated marketing representative in place this year. So that's groundbreaking tip number 3. And don't overspend. Don't get too excited about the business development components, but instead focus on the marketing representative. That is a key hire for 2022. Groundbreaking tip number 4 is take the necessary steps to marry your money with your mission. Do not allow your money to just flow. You want to be able to direct it. So you want to make certain that at the very front of the year, right now, we're in February now, we want to make certain that you put a budget in place that is going to connect with, or that does connect with, your strategic objectives, so that you can see when you have the ability to add certain things, certain layers to your business. Your money is a key and vital component of the success of any strategy you put in place. It is the fuel behind your strategy. If you don't have the money, then your strategy will fall apart. So you want to make certain that you take measures, the appropriate measures, to marry your money with your mission. You want to make certain that you are having lots of conversation around your financial impacts, as well as what you are planning for the future. So you want to make certain that you're doing that now. Groundbreaking tip number 5 is don't be afraid not to be competitive. I'm going to repeat that. Don't be afraid not to be competitive. So what exactly does that mean? I hear so many business owners, small business owners in particular, who talk about having to cut their prices in order to be competitive. They want to know what should their prices be in order to beat the competition. I am telling you, as a small business owner, forget about that. Forget about that, because at the end of the day, I get to see the bottom line. I get to see the impact of you cutting your prices. And I hate to have to share the story with you that you don't have enough money to be able to do the things that you strategically want to pursue. So instead, let's stop worrying about being competitive. Let's establish the price that is indicative of the value and the service and the expertise that you bring to the table. You start to build your price around that. And then you start to look internally to determine how much does this opportunity require in order for us to be profitable, so that we can continue to pursue other opportunities like this. Once you put that in place, you can then connect that price and that offer to what your customer's budget is, and then have conversations with your customer about why you are the option that they should choose and select, regardless of the price. So stop trying to be competitive and instead be effective. Be effective as it relates to value. Be effective as it relates to being profitable. That is a groundbreaking move. So stop playing in the competitive field and instead go out there and start pitching to clients that will understand your value and want and need and desire it, so that you can marry your price with their budget. So that's tip number 5. Groundbreaking tip number 6 is get the right financial partner and the right level of working capital. If you didn't learn anything from 2020 and 2021, it should be that you need to make certain that you have the right financial institution that is partnering with you and backing you and prepared to help you to grow. You've got to make certain that you have the right partner in place, because guess what? You may not need money today, but as you continue to grow, you're going to need money. And you want a financial partner that is going to provide you with the ability to continue to move forward. So as you grow, the access to capital that they provide to you will grow as well. And guess what? How do you know if you have the right financial partner? I'm going to tell you a little secret. They contact you. You have conversation with them. If they are talking to you about where you are in business and what your business needs fiscally and financially, you've got the right financial partner. So you want to make certain that you have the right one in place. If you can't get to your financial partner, if you can't talk to the same person every single time, then you might want to consider making a change. And I'm not saying completely move away from what you have in place, but you want to make certain that you have direct access. That's one of the key things that small businesses argue about is they don't have access. Well, guess what? There's a lot of resources out there that can be your really good financial partner. And the way that you get access to them is to go out and start looking for the right partner. Tap into your strategic advisor and your financial advisor who can give you recommendations and set you up, refer you to the right financial partner so that you can start having that relationship, start having conversations about where your business is going, and make certain that you have the right financial resources in place that are going to grow as you grow. So that's tip number 6. Tip number 7, groundbreaking tip number 7, is to start building your legacy now. You cannot wait. If we learned a lot of lessons as it related to 2020 and 2021. We've lost family members. We've lost employees. We've lost colleagues. We've lost friends. And at the end of the day, one of the reasons why we start a business is to ensure that we are building wealth for ourselves and for our families and for generations to come and for those who work for us. And so I am begging upon you to make this a groundbreaking rule for 2022 is to start building your legacy now. Legacies just don't happen overnight. You've got to start building today. So what does that mean? It means that you need to start stashing cash, right? You need to start putting money aside so that you have money that you can start to build and utilize for future investments. You want to make certain that you are building equity. You're not pulling equity out of the business, but you're leaving it in so that you're increasing the value of the business. You cannot wait any longer to start building your legacy because value is something that happens over the long term. And if you have an idea that you want to exit your business at some point in time and you're hoping that it will be worth a certain dollar value, if you haven't done anything over the course of 10 years or so to prepare for that, guess what? When you are ready to exit, you have more building to do in order to walk away with the value. So don't wait. Start doing it now. Now is the best time to start leaning in to building your legacy because there's a lot of opportunity to be had out here. There's a lot of different things that you can invest in at low prices that you can take advantage of, but you've got to start building that legacy now. Groundbreaking tip number 8 is build your bench. Start building your bench of resources. Start building your bench so you have the resources available to you as you may need to increase your team or shift your team. So we are right now living in a time of the Great Resignation. The Society of Human Resources Management recently reported that in the month of November alone, 4.5 million workers left their jobs. They quit. Some went into entrepreneurship, some decided to take a break, and some just shifted to other industries to do other things. People are resigning at a record rate. What you want to be able to do is take the handcuffs off. That's what I say. Take the handcuffs off and start building a bench of resources so that when things happen, when there's a need to add someone to your team, you are ready. In order to be groundbreaking, we got to be prepared. And so start building your bench today. That means start communicating in the marketplace. Put advertisements out there for open positions. Go back to resources that you've talked to before. Start connecting with people, but you've got to start building that bench. All right, so groundbreaking tip number 9 is say yes to that opportunity that you don't quite seem ready for. Because guess what? You are ready. You are ready. You are ready now. You are ready. So if there's a big opportunity that it just doesn't seem like you can do it all, or maybe they're requiring more types of competencies than what you have to offer, guess what? Start partnering with organizations. This has got to be the year of the yes, 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 yes. If somebody is asking you to come in, or if there's an opportunity on the table for you to be able to execute upon your expertise, but the opportunity seems larger in scale than you are accustomed to, or they may be asking for more than you feel that you are ready to pursue, don't say no to it. Go for it. And then start looking for resources to partner with you so that you can continue, so you can capture that opportunity. You can no longer allow money to sit on the table. You can't leave it there anymore. You've got to go get it. And then groundbreaking tip number 10. Groundbreaking tip number 10 is to get our latest book. And that is our Build Legacy Now Pulse Profit Business Planner. This is going to help you map your mission and create that groundbreaking year. It is filled with lots of prompts so that you can start to map your financial successes. Okay, you want to be able to predict the financial future, so you can understand with your eyes wide open, where do you sit on the business growth scale? Where do you sit between launch and legacy? And then what is your next level move? Write a love letter to your business so that your business knows exactly what it is that you want it to do for you in the coming year as well as in the future. So we can't sit and wait anymore. We've got to build these strategies and we've got to execute upon these strategies. It is truly the time to stop playing small and go break new ground, guys. We've got to go get this done. I'm doing it too. I am stretching myself this year to pursue opportunities I've never pursued before. I've done this before in business, and what I do know for sure is if you don't go pursue it, then you won't get the opportunity. But if you go and pursue it, if you throw your hat in the ring, you will be surprised exactly how much opportunity, how much growth you are really able to experience. So I saw a quote recently that said, when you're bold, some people will think you are crazy, but it's more insane to be timid. Guys, you got to go out here and be crazy. Go out here and be crazy. Let people think you're crazy. Have those conversations with your strategic and financial advisors. And then at the end of the day, go get that money. Let's make this a groundbreaking year. So I am super excited to be celebrating 25 years in business. As we sit here today, this is my 25th year in business. And it has not always been easy. In fact, there have been many, many hard times. And quite frankly, if you stay in business long enough, you're going to have multiple times that you're going to have times that are the greatest. And then you're going to have times that, they're the toughest. But at the end of the day, the ride is always going to be amazing. And you've got to stick it through. You've got to continue to persevere because there is gold in perseverance. There is reward in sticking it through. And so I want you to know that if you are experiencing or coming out of a time where it may have been difficult, let me know. Let me tell you that there is so much goodness waiting for you on the other side of this. Oh my goodness, keep going, keep going. So over the course of the next several weeks, I will be sharing the lessons that I've learned on my journey of these last 25 years. I will be giving you a glimpse of the things that I've done, the lessons that I've learned, and then what's next for me. So I want you to stay tuned. In the meantime, I want you to consider this. In what ways will 2022 be a groundbreaking year for you? Think about those 10 tips and what you need to put in place. But what most specifically is going to make this a groundbreaking year for you? You can actually guide your destiny. You absolutely can. And so I want you to start thinking about that now. And then don't forget to grab our latest book, Build Legacy Now, the Pulse Profit Business Planner, so that you can go get that, establish that groundbreaking opportunity, establish that bullseye, and then go get that money. Also, if you are interested in breaking ground with other small business owners, consider attending our strategic business retreat, which is happening on Friday, February 25th. It's an all-day virtual opportunity to go get roundtable with a number of growth-minded business owners, where you have the opportunity to collaborate, to communicate, and to grow together. This is being held on Friday, February 25th. And if you want to get more information about the event, or you want to purchase our book, then go to www.scale7figures.com. That's scale7figures.com, and check it out today. So thank you for joining me today. Thank you for tuning in. Please tune back in next week. I will be back to talk about my very first lesson in business. I will be back here next Wednesday at 4:30 p.m. and I hope to see you then. Thanks a lot. And again, this is Lisa Anderson, Strategic Business Advisor and Virtual CFO with a Novel Transformation Solutions, your $1 Million Mentor. And I will see you next week. Thank you. Bye-bye.